Hello everyone, this is Govind here, and today we are looking at a setup where we use a microcontroller to read temperature data from two different sensors. One of them is a TMP36 by Analog Devices, the other one is SHT31 by Sensorion. The analog device is an analog sensor, so we just read the output voltage and then convert that to a digital value, and then use that as a reference to calculate the temperature. The analog devices sensor voltage varies linearly with temperature. And the other one is an I2C device. We just send a value, specific value as per the data sheet, and we retrieve the sensor output, and we convert that into the temperature value by applying the conversion factor provided in the data sheet. So we have the power and the ground lines connected as per specification here, and then you have the SCL and SDA lines given to SD and SCL lines on the microcontroller. The TMP36 output is given to an ADC input here. So the code is pretty simple. It's written in Micropython. The board is a Micropython board called PyBoard. We have a class for each sensor. So the TMP36 takes in, initializes, and then takes in as a read function which reads the raw value, and then the get temperature function will just convert that raw value into Celsius by default. If Fahrenheit is needed, flag can be set, and then it converts that Celsius value into Fahrenheit. Similarly, the SHT31D writes to a specific sensor specific command, the 0x hex value 2400, and then reads 6 bytes from that address. Address is of this device is hex value 44, and then the value is read and converted into Celsius as per the spec data sheet, and that can also be converted into Fahrenheit if a flag is passed. So this one is the sensor temp function, which is the main class, which is the main class here, which we initialize all the devices and all the sensors, and then call a collect function which collects data every 10 seconds. For that we set up a timer which fires every 10 seconds, and then the timer callback function is called schedule, which is all it does is call Micropython schedule, which schedules the get temperature function, and where we read the two sensors, and we form an output string, and then the output string is sent to a serial port. On the other side, we have a host computer which is listening over serial port via the USB connection, and then we receive the data and we write to a file, a CSV file, which can later be plotted. So the device itself will initially measure at room temperature, and then we'll move it to a refrigerator to just get a different set of readings, and then we will move it again back to the room temperature, and then finally plot the values and see how it looks like. So let me just connect the board here, connection, and it takes a little bit of time to initialize and start the main program. So I had collected the data some time back. I'll just show you how that looks like. So this is the data we collected. It was in room temperature. The red line is the SHT31D sensor. The blue one is TMP36. SHT31D is supposed to be a precision measurement device, a sensor, whereas TMP36 is more, it's a simple device, has a plus or minus 2 degree Celsius error. So initially the temperature starts out steady. You can see that the TMP36 has more fluctuations than the other one. And then once we move it to a refrigerator, it just falls down. The temperature keeps falling down, but then within that 5 minutes, it is dropped to only about 60, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And then once we remove it, it starts climbing, coming back to room temperature eventually. So that's what we have. We'll run the serial. We'll see if serial port is receiving data. So this is connected here, and so it sends every 10 seconds. We'll just wait for a little while and see if it sends out yeah, so it's been running for some time, so that's the 100th second. So 10 samples have been sent already, and this is continuing to send temperature data. So we see that SHT31D right now is about 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And both are almost the same, very close to each other. So yeah, that's about it. It's a simple circuit where we just measure temperature. Thanks for watching the video and listening to this video. Thank you.